If you have always felt things more deeply than others, if you have noticed emotions before words were even spoken, if you have had to learn how to soften yourself just to stay connected in a world that often feels hardened, well, this message is for you. Sensitive people don't just feel more, they perceive more. They sense undercurrents, unspoken tensions, emotional climates. For a very long time, this sensitivity was misunderstood, even by those who carried it. You may have learned early on that your depth made others uncomfortable. So you adapted. You became accommodating. You listened more than you spoke. You dimmed parts of yourself to keep the peace. Not because you were weak, but because your nervous system was wired for connection. What many sensitive souls don't realize is that this pattern was never meant to be permanent. It was a phase of learning, and that phase is ending. Right now, we are living through a time where emotional defenses are becoming stronger in some, while awareness and sensitivity are deepening in others. This creates a visible contrast in the world, not because one side is right and the other is wrong, but because different levels of consciousness are unfolding at different speeds. Some people learned to survive by hardening, by controlling, by disconnecting from vulnerability. These patterns don't come from cruelty, they come from unprocessed pain. And here's where your role as a sensitive being becomes very important. You're not here to diagnose anyone. You're not here to save anyone. And you're certainly not here to sacrifice yourself. You are here to embody something different. When sensitivity matures, it stops trying to prove its worth. It stops over-explaining. It stops people-pleasing. And instead, it becomes quietly rooted. This is what's happening now. Many empaths are feeling an internal shift. A soft but firm no where there used to be guilt. A pause where there used to be automatic giving. A boundary that feels natural rather than forced. This isn't you becoming cold, it's you becoming coherent. The world does not change through confrontation alone. It changes when regulated nervous systems meet dysregulated ones, without collapsing or dominating. That's the bridge you carry. You don't have to meet hardness with hardness, but you also no longer meet it with self-erasure. This is the balance. There is a quiet awakening happening among sensitive souls, of remembering that compassion does not require self-abandonment, and humility does not mean shrinking. Some people are still operating from survival identities, which is shaped by fear and lack. Others are beginning to operate from presence, awareness, and inner alignment. This isn't a hierarchy. It's a transition. And in transitions, those who can hold complexity without judgment become the real anchors. You are not meant to pull anyone out of their darkness. But when you stand in your own clarity, you make the light visible. And that matters more than you realize. As we move forward, emotional intelligence will matter more than dominance, self-awareness more than control, integrity more than image. Sensitivity is not being left behind. It is being refined. If you have felt this shift inside you, the quiet release of old patterns, the soft strength replacing old guilt, trust it. You are not becoming less kind. You are becoming more whole. And that wholeness is exactly what this world needs next. If this message resonated with you, this space is for you. A place for sensitive, aware souls, learning how to live, relate, and lead without losing themselves. You're welcome here. And please subscribe if you feel called.